Hello guys, welcome to my channel and today I'm here to talk about Higurashi episode number 11 and we literally start off from where we left. We see what's her name, Satoko throwing a fit and the teacher walks in and she just turns back to her normal self and I don't think so that's how PTSD works. Like if you are having those kind of issues, I don't think so you can just instantly turn it off, but it is Higurashi, I guess. So yeah, she just turns into the normal Satoko we know, and she's like, "It was just a prank, bro. It was just a prank, and you're not fooling anyone, Satoko. Like everybody knew it. Like that isn't a prank. Like everybody knew that was for real. So everybody was kind of annoyed that this is what, like, they were annoyed in the sense of that Satoko had to go through this much and they just were annoyed that they can't do anything about it. So they decided, like they did not decide it then, but it was a break or something. But Keiichi and the main group, they were just sitting in the class discussing what to do, and Shion shows up, and Keiichi knows who Shion is. And he also had a flashback of them playing the games, like the games we had episode when he met Shion for the first time. In that episode, they were playing some games in the club or something. That happened a lot of episodes ago, but he also had that flashback. So I'm like, weren't you supposed to forget everything in the next timeline? I was really confused with that. Like, how did he already knew who Shion was? Because the first time he met her was in a different timeline, and that time he didn't know who Shion was. So, what is going on here? I was really confused, and maybe he met her off camera. Like, maybe we were just not shown, but he might have met her in just a normal way. Maybe, I don't know, because I feel like Keiichi just forget, like makes sense that he forgets everyone he met, since we don't go back in time, but when the reset happens, the reset point is a bit in the past, so it is always before, a few days before festival. So I don't know what's actually going on there. I did not get how did he know Shion already. Maybe I'm just dumb, and he never forgets anybody he saw. He just forgets things that happen just before the reset, that are the killings and stuff. But I think so Keiichi is meant to forget everything, so I don't know what's going on there. But Shion, she isn't the same Shion we knew from the earlier episodes. She at that time was quite normal. Now she wasn't. She was really aggressive and angry. She was angry, makes sense, but she just seemed like a completely different person for some reason. So, and she smacked Keiichi with a chair. I don't know. I don't get Keiichi. I just don't. Like, if somebody is trying to hit you with a chair, even if you're confident they're not gonna hit you, you at least still try to defend yourself. Keiichi, what's Keiichi? What the fuck is wrong with you, Keiichi? He didn't even try to defend or move out of the. He's like, yeah, hit me. It's a chair, Keiichi. It's not anything like small. It's a freaking chair. And yeah, he just gets hit with it. So the reason Shion was angry was, of course, because Satoko's brother told her to take care of Satoko, and she sees Satoko as a little sister. So she's like, I'm like, this is happening with Satoko. We need to do something. And she's like, you know what? Let's kill his uncle. That's a great idea. We are. I don't know. I think so. They're 13, 14-year-olds. I think so. That's why their age is. You know what? We are teenagers. We can do it. Let's kill his uncle. I'm like, Shion, what happened in like past few episodes? What happened? Like you weren't like this. But she's like, you know what? We'll kill him. And that's why like Keiichi tried to stop her. But still, I don't get Keiichi getting hit with a chair. He should have just either move out of the way or try to stop Shion from hitting him with chair. But I guess. And they finally decide to, like Shion finally says, okay, I'll listen to you. And they go to the child welfare. Again, I don't know. Services, yes. Child Welfare Services, CWS. I get it. I remember that acronym. So they go there, and first they talk to someone else. It was a lady first. And they literally, they were like, hey, we are working on it. Like they would say something, and the lady would reply, yeah, we are working on it. So that's how the conversation went. Nothing else happened there. They I don't know what is going on with child welfare services, because they seem like they didn't want to do anything. Makes sense. Like if kids come to you, just don't listen to kids. They are stupid. Okay, it makes sense that they were not listening to them, but it's still annoying that they weren't. But so next time, Keiichi just makes a scene in the class. Not makes a scene, but he's like, you know what, Satako's in danger. We everybody, like, she's our classmate. We need to go help her. And they all decide with the kids, you know what, us like 4-5 teenagers were not enough. We're gonna take 8 and 9-year-olds too with us. I'm like, great, Keiichi, good. I don't know if they're 8 or 9-year-olds, but they look really small compared to them, so that's just my guess. But we're gonna take them too. And the teacher was coming in. She saw like Keiichi doing like rallying everyone that, you know, we should go and do this. And Rika, one thing is, I don't like Rika's this voice. That voice changed, like Rika's voice changed in this episode, and I don't like it. I want the cute Rika voice back. I don't like this voice. I know it's Higurashi and their voices change and stuff, but I don't like this voice. I want the cute Rika back, but I guess. And nobody gives a fuck that Rika's speaking in a completely different way. Like, nobody gives a fuck. They're like, yeah, it's normal. It's pretty normal. A person speaks daily like this for their whole life. A person speaks like in a certain way, and then boom, they just change it and nobody questions it. Yeah, fine. Good. No problems there. And the teacher's like, you know what, I'll also go with you. At first I thought like teacher was not gonna go. She's like, okay, I'm not gonna stop them. And I thought, okay, but it would make sense that you're not stopping them, you should go with them. I thought that she's not gonna go, but then she came into the class. She's like, you know what, I'll also go with you. And they all went. And let me tell you how the conversation went. They will say something. This time it was some other man, and they would like say something, and the other man would reply, we are working on it. And then they would say something and they're like, yeah, we are working on it. And then again they would say something and the man would go, yeah, we are working on it. I'm like, okay. Like, you could say something else, but okay. So yeah, they completely shut him down. They're like, yeah, don't try and interfere. We'll do whatever we like. And yeah, mission failed. Mission failed, and they left, and they decided, you know what, but he said 20 or 40 people, whatever they were, this didn't work. We'll get more people next time. Good idea, Keiichi. Good idea. You fucking dumbass. But that's where that story ended. And we see the detective guy walking somewhere. I assume it's Satako's house. That's where he was heading to, or maybe the child welfare services. But I'd like to say he was going to Satako's home. And yeah, that was about the episode. I am not a big fan of this Satako storyline, since this is pretty normal, not anything supernatural. So, and Higurashi, I'm here for the supernatural stuff. So I just hope that we quickly wrap this up, most probably in the next episode, hopefully. And then we can move on to the festival, because that's where my interest lies. So yeah, this was Higurashi episode number 11. Let me know what did you guys think about it in the comments below, and I will be here for episode number 12 next week. So till then, have a great time. I'll meet you in the next one.